23 years in prison after spending $1 million on legal fees, and right now he's not present. He's pretty much on the run from the police. If he comes back to UK, he's looking at a hefty amount of time.
Probably excess, maybe 900 to 1 million.
So C Montana begins gaining visibility in the UK rap scene. He releases his first known track, I Can Find, Freestyle, on the 12th of October 2018, but appeared on BBC Radio 1 Extra, part of King Kenny All-Stars Voice of the Streets freestyle segment. The early videos, drug dealer, Big Rich, showcase a street to success image.
Don't compare me to these rappers, this is getting silly. I just spent 140 racks on a Richard Millie.
Main thing is the crazy music videos and money he had, the expensive jewelry, the helicopters in videos, get everything, and the stuff he was rapping about and the money he had. Only one thing made sense, is that he was possibly a drug dealer, and that's everything he's been accused of now, but he had denied that from early.
The tea house, every day we stay drinking in the tea house, every day. Team full of trappers, we ain't rappers, so many sexy women got baddies on my mattress.
In a short period, he built a following as a street rapper, businessman and entrepreneur, often posting quotes on Instagram. He featured his designer clothes, his jewelry, and he was outspoken about getting your mindset up.
Is this how you fucking niggas look at my Snapchat? Like this? I'm fucking hungry, I'm fucking broke. And this nigga's out here fucking stunting. Where the fuck this nigga at?
His US film videos were expensive, but he later claimed that a lot of his money he made from 100k to 300k from stocks and shares and trading. Though later his prosecutors alleged that this lifestyle was funded by drugs.
And if music don't work, I don't give a damn, bro. I'm still gonna go and buy a mansion and a Lambo. I guess that's why I got these niggas pissed, cause they're stinking as shit. And I'm young and I'm rich. Niggas getting fed up, cause I get this cheddar and I got more jewelry.
There's this famous interview that still trends today on TikTok where he speaks about this, how he made his money. Many people say because he raps about certain things, just thinking he was living that life, but he denied it. This was a long interview, there's numerous clips to go through, but it's him talking about making all of his money, and the crazy lifestyle you see from him, it's just all funding through him learning how to trade and making a living out of that.
I just made 100 bags. I just made $250,000. I'm never gonna, like, maybe when I was a kid, I might make, say for instance, like example, I made £100 a month and then I'll spend £80 of it blowing it and then only have £20. But like for instance, this fishing mill, I paid 140,000. I think it's like 330 grand now. I think that week, I made like 200 grand, I think 220 just from like, literally from like, just from like my stocks and the trades that I did. I'll never, even then, I thought it was a bit expensive because I made 220 and I literally spent more than half my money. So I tried to keep myself as humble as possible, apart from like where I'm living or the car I'm driving. I just have just a decent car. Yeah. Oh, it's definitely expensive. London's like, I don't understand how people are surviving.
April 2020, the French police infiltrate the encrypted EncroChat platform used by organised crime, and data is shared with the UK National Crime Agency and the Met Police, triggering operation into a large-scale Class A drug importation and distribution business. On April 24, 2020, C Montana flies into Heathrow Airport from Amsterdam. The booking email includes Never Give Up Montana, and CCTV catches him wearing a distinctive gold necklace engraved the unique CM, obviously standing for C Montana. The same day, the EncroChat device with a Dutch SIM handle, the Trap, first connects to the UK networks. Prosecutors later link this directly to him via the necklace, the C Montana Cash Montana brand, with the flight details, the cell site data near his Canary Wharf flat. So the Trap device connects near a Eurotunnel in Folkestone, and it said that C Montana is seen on CCTV driving his registered Range Rover through the Eurotunnel. His co-defendant with the handle Adapt Waffle is arrested in Hayes with 38 kg of heroin and 10 kg with cocaine, wholesale value of $1 million in street value, and the police seized the drug. And a V-Smart EncroChat phone with 38k cash, scales, lenders, and a tick total of over $1 million. A hydraulic press and a van hide. Messages between Omar and the Trap discuss the wholesale kilos, and the operation is alleged to turn over $1 million a month in cocaine and heroin sales. I'm very surprised by what happens next. C. Montana obviously has tons of money. He's about to spend a fortune that will shock you in fighting this case. And the main thing he wanted was just bail, because these proceedings can take a long time. He said he was going to prove his innocence, but he just wanted out of prison for now. And I'm very surprised. This guy did say he got the best lawyers, which we're going to get into, that he managed to get bail, because the operation was so big. $1 million a month, 12 million a year. This is a massive drug network. And the police were tackling EncroChats and people getting big sentences around this time.
It's said that EncroChat servers had been breached. It's a bit of a grey area because not too much information has been let out. I think there's a number of factors that you need to take into consideration regarding EncroChat. And the first one is whoever did their research and found out who was behind or who owned EncroChat. So everybody jumped on board and bought the handsets. Did anyone ever go to a physical venue or physical place, a physical shop to buy a handset? No one ever went to a particular place or particular store to buy a device. What's to say that those devices were not already contaminated with malicious software or spyware? It's not particularly hard for someone like myself or anyone who's involved in mobile forensics to inject malicious software into a phone. So regardless of how safe you assume your operating system is, what's in the back end of the phone? You're none the wiser.
So C. Montana ended up getting released on bail back in December 2020, despite the CPS and Met opposition not willing to release him, and social media footage shows his friends greeting him outside HMP Thameside, fresh home celebrations, and he releases that single Boss Is Back, premiered on BBC One Extra with lyrics referencing his lockup and a comeback.
I just jumped off the plane, pressed up the boots and I ordered the cane. I've been in trap spots full of bricks. I've been to the jungle and shit. To the lion's den and the devil's lair. If you make it out there, you're a millionaire. Real talk from I trap it out. I live the life the rappers rap about. Niggas know I live a life of crime. If this was America, I'd be hunted by the FBI.
He continues rising in music and drops the mixtape Never Give Up on the 15th of September 2021, and tracks like Boss Is Back featured in the Wonderland magazine as a leader in British rap. YouTube videos and interviews of the millionaire lifestyle still continued. It was estimated that he spent £700,000 on legal challenges, hiring the top solicitors, barristers, French/Dutch lawyers, arguing EncroChat evidence was not admissible against him, claiming live interception. Appeals go to UK courts and European courts of human rights, and all fail. He maintains his innocence in interviews.
We're going to get into that in a second, but bro, those numbers just sound astronomical, bro. Like, some people don't make that even in 10 years, bro. Just from like the whole legal fees. Like, when you're putting that in your lyrics, bro, like, you let people know how real it really gets.
I mean, like, in terms of like my legal fees, like, I can obviously understand they are kind of like extremely, but it's in proportionate with the team I got. Because I obviously have one of the best legal teams in the country representing me at the moment, like the best barristers, the best solicitors, and they're quite well known in their field. But like, yeah, like I think up to now I've maybe spent coming up to like 700k. I think by the time, if it goes to trial, hopefully it doesn't, probably excess maybe 900 to $1 million. But luckily for me, I've got friends and stuff like that, so I pulled in favors. Do you understand? I pulled in a lot of favors and I borrowed a lot of money off people in order to kind of get them bills paid and kind of get it sorted. But
kind of seems like at this point he just completely goes off the radar. At one point many people was wondering what happened to him. Is he going to prison? Did he beat his case? Has he traveled abroad? But he just went off the radar. So in October 2024, after failed appeals, it says that C. Montana did not attend court for a hearing. He breached his bail, and the bench warrant issued on 25th of October, and it was believed that he had initially fled to Dubai, but locations remained unknown. Anyway, in early 2026, without him present, there was a 4-day trial at Snaresbrook Crown Court, proceeds in his absence with no legal representation, and the jury convicts him of all 4 counts after a short deliberation. He is sentenced in his absence to 23 years in prison, but he remains a fugitive, and the Met Police continue their inquiries. Someone that spent like $1 million on legal fees overall and ended up having this situation represented without a solicitor is crazy, but we can see why. 23 years is a massive amount of time. I'll be avoiding the UK if I was him myself. Obviously, it was a serious quantity of drugs, but that's almost near a life sentence. Also, in that classic interview, he spoke about going to prison and how much he hated his experience already. He does not want to go back. Nobody does, but obviously he's getting older now, he said.
Maybe like when you're going to you're 20 or 22, maybe it's not that deep, you're young, like, do you understand? But it's like, when you're old, like, like, not old, but I'm 31, I'm grown, I'm an adult, do you understand? And so it's like you're looking at this place, and I'm looking at the cell, and like, my bathroom's like 5 times bigger than the cell. My sitting room's like 10, 20 times bigger than that. Do you understand? So it's like, there's graffiti. Do you understand? You wake up, you see graffiti on the top of the bed. The windows are barred up. The toilet, you're covering the toilet with tissue every time you put your arse in it. And then it's like, I don't know, like, obviously man got canteen, man's got bare canteen or whatever, but like...
Were you sharing with anyone, or was it just you?
Yeah, I was sharing, just what I'm saying. So you're in a double cell, so you got to share with man. Do you understand? Like, bro, like you got to wait for a man. You got to wait for a man to leave the cell before you can have a bash. Like, it's all mad.
Say icy. How much is that?
It's a lot.
A lot, yeah?
It really gets expensive.
I'm not saying drug dealers shouldn't go to prison. I'm saying if drug dealers can face 23 years behind bars for selling drugs that adults ask for, I feel like you should be facing more time behind bars for killing kids. Apparently that only gets you 3 years. And then it dawned on me, who's most likely to be selling drugs, and then who's most likely to be committing these weird crimes with like killing kids or like touching them. And then it made sense.
Countless times, especially when I first started this channel, there was always an up-and-coming rapper or someone that was hot at a moment and goes to prison. And C Montana is definitely 100%, many people that follow UK rap, is the one that we missed out on. Obviously, he made money in other ways. He's claiming it's trading, they're claiming it's through drugs. But the potential he had in music was serious as well. People are saying, why would he spend $1 million to defend himself if he is in fact guilty? But obviously, his main thing is just staying out of prison. So this trial going ahead without him there, I'm not sure if he can redo the trial if he does eventually get caught. I'm not sure how that situation legally is going to work. It's the first for me looking into this. I do not see him attending the UK anytime soon. Maybe he'll get captured abroad or something, but right now it doesn't even seem like the police are appealing. This is getting limited media coverage. Only recently did the Daily Mail actually put it up.